Hello friends, welcome to the fourth video of our Node.js playlist, and our this project name is ToDo App Creation. Basically, ToDo App is a kind of app that generally used to maintain our day-to-day tasks or list everything that we have to do. We will complete this project in two parts, and learning to do app creation is very mandatory because if you find any programming course, they first teach you to do app creation because it is the most basic that you have to know, and it helps to understand the functionality of that programming language. We will build this project using Node.js, Express.js, and Mongoose. First and foremost, let's open our command prompt. I want to go inside my desktop and create a new folder named ToDo. Then move inside that folder by using the cd command. Inside that, I want to create my app.js file because I don't use index.js. So type null app.js. So here you can see app.js is created now. After that, initialize our Node.js. We are writing npm init. Package name is ToDo. If you want to write any description, then you can write here like ToDo app. Then entry point is app.js, and if I don't create this app.js file, then entry point would be index.js file. You have to simply enter all of this. Now our Node.js is initialized, and you can see here package.json file is added successfully. To open my code editor, I write here this, so it will jump inside my Visual Studio Code. Open terminal. First, I install our first dependency, that is Express, and Express.js is a backend web application framework for Node.js. So here you can see Node modules folder is added automatically, and inside that all of these basic template are added. Then link of my drive is in the description. You can simply download these two CSS and HTML file inside your computer. Let's go inside our app.js file, and here first I want to require our Express framework. So for that, variable express is equal to require express. Then to initialize our application, we write app is equal to express. Then I want to open this project inside any port. So for that, we have to use a listen method, and you can write any port number here. I write 3000. Then inside our callback function, I write console.log listening on port 3000. So save the file. Here I write node app.js. Then open your favorite browser Right here localhost 3000 because here I am writing 3000 port. You can see here listening on port 3000 because we are printing whenever the port is open by using this console log. If you check your browser, here you can see cannot get because now we are not sending any request to our server. So for that, use app.get and path by default this, and inside our callback function, here we are passing a request and response. Then I want to send my server detail inside our h1 tag like hey guys, and if you save the file, here you can see nothing is changed because we have to terminate our server and start it again. Now refresh your page and here you can see hey guys, this looks actually good because now we are able to send the request to our server. But here you can see every time when I apply some change, then we have to close the server and start again. This looks not too good. So for that, I am installing one dependency, that is Nodemon. Now to open our server again, we use Nodemon command. So whenever you save your file, you don't have to close your server and start again. Here you can see listening on port 3000 and you see our text, and I apply one change here. I save the file, refresh this, and you can see here now closing our server and start again is not mandatory thanks to our Nodemon library. Remember earlier we installed this h1.html and css file, but our Node.js can't understand the HTML. So for that we have to use template engine. So with the help of template engine, our Node.js can understand the HTML stuff. So I am using EJS template engine. So for that we have to install it first. So npm I EJS, press enter. There are various template engines like Jade, Mustache and ATPL, but I am using EJS because that is very user friendly. Now I want to create a new views folder. Inside that we can save our template engines. First one name is header.ejs and second one is list.ejs. The name is totally up to you guys. Inside my header file, I simply write basic HTML code, and after this I want to link our CSS folder. So for that use link tag. This is style sheet and href, that is CSS styles.css because here styles. So yes, our path is right. Save the file. Inside our list.ejs file, I want to copy the stuff inside our body and paste here. Here we have to import our header.ejs file. So for that, this is the syntax. Header. This is how EJS works. To set our this view engine inside our app.js, we are writing app.set view engine, and that is EJS. Now instead of this text, I want to open my HTML file, that is list.ejs. So for that we are using render and our list. So now save the file, open your browser, refresh the page, and here you can see HTML stuff is added now, but we are also linking the CSS link, but CSS is not displaying. So for that I create a new folder named public. Inside that we move our CSS folder. All of these are static files. So here app.use express.static and folder name is public. So now save the file. You can see now CSS is successfully added inside our application. Now we are adding another dependency, that is body parser. So basically body parser is the Node.js body parsing middleware, and it is responsible for passing the incoming request bodies in a middleware before you handle it. So npm I body parser, it is installed now. So let us require here. Now if you click on this plus, nothing is works. So first I want to send request to our server. So for that go inside our list.ejs file. Inside that I write the name for the input, that is like n. Action for this form is by default our home, that is slash, and method is post. So whenever the input is added, this form will redirect to our slash page. So now save the file. To send the data to our server, we have to use post method. Here we are use get method to get the request, but now we want some modification by adding the plus button. So to do modification, we will write app.post. Callback function is request and response. Inside that I create a variable So request dot body dot n. So I am getting the input like this. So I write here request dot body dot n, and for our checking purpose I write console.log I, and to get, or you can say use the body, we have to write our body parser URL encoded, because if you save the file then body is not defined here. App.use URL encoded extended true. Open your browser, refresh the page, and here I write food and click on the plus button. You can see inside my console log that is full. So I successfully get the data from my server. But why this is showing? Yes, because there is an typo. So now save the file. Here you can see after adding an item, our page is on refreshing state. So to get back our home page, we are writing some code inside our post method, that is response dot redirect to our by default slash. So now you can see our extra code is gone from here, and whenever I add a new item, I am inside my page directly now, and inside my console log I get the request. I want to display these items inside my web page instead of the server. So for that we have to apply some changes. You can see here by default I am applying these various forms, but now I am only use welcome here. So let's comment. So the extra forms are now commented, that is by default we added, and instead of welcome here I write here new list item with the help of EJS. So new list item, similar our action is slash and method is post. To send this new list item to our web page, we are passing that with this list. So here new list item, and we are passing our I, because inside that we are getting our n, that is input, but variable I is defined inside our post method, so it is got error. So for that I want to define this variable globally. Here by default I write null now. Everything is set. Go inside your browser. I am adding an item food. Here you can see by default is showing nothing because we delete everything, or you can say comment our form, and here we write new list item. So if I write food, food is successfully added. I write hello, but hello is written above on food. We want to get them one by one. So now the time is come to use array. This is our array and we have to push this I inside our array. So I write I1 dot push I and pass I1 here. Yes, we can add items successfully, but I want to display this high under this food. So for that, we have to use for loop inside our list.ejs. We have to wrap up our form inside the loop for variable I start from 0, I less than new list items dot length, but it will not consider. We have to convert it in EJS first. This is how we can convert our simple code to our EJS. Don't forget to write I here because we are running for loop here for our new list item. Save the file, refresh the page, and here you can see our new item is added under on above. So whenever I write lunch, it is added successfully after our previous item. But if I terminate my server and start again, refresh the page, here you can see all of my previous items are gone now because we are not applying database yet. So we will add the database functionality inside this project in our part 2. And if you like this part 1 video, then please give me a thumbs up and subscribe my channel. Inside my description, I added this part 1 full GitHub code link. So while programming, if you got any error, then you can simply copy the code inside your computer. So this is it for part 1 guys. Stay tuned for part 2. Keep watching IT Buddies.